I went viral in more than one way. Now, today's episode is not for those who are weak of stomach for a couple of reasons. Number one, what I'm about to tell you is absolutely disgusting and might make you feel sick. And secondly, if you're anything like me, this has made me laugh so much for the last 10 days that it's genuinely hurt my stomach muscles. So yeah, it might not be good for your tummy in more ways than one. This story I'm going to tell you today has been featured on Radio 2 in the press. Collectively, it's been shared it's been seen almost 3 million times, and it's been shared by hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. So, last week when I was talking about trying to make social media my job so it could work around the children, this isn't what I imagined that would happen. But also, if you're a long-time listener of this podcast, you will know that the universe likes to take a giant shit on my head, time after time in many different scenarios. And it's done it again, but this time it's worse because it's shit in mouth. So I may call you lovely lot gobshites for being my faithful listeners, but this week I am the biggest gobshite of them all, quite literally. So welcome to Honest to Gob. Or maybe this week we're going to rename the podcast Bog Brush to Gob. So allow me to set the scene. A couple of weeks ago, I happened to be with the toddler, who is 3 in December, on my own. And we went to a lovely local vegan cafe, which also has how do I describe it? It's like a forest school type setup, but it's not a school. It's a play area, an interactive learning play area for toddlers. So I thought this place would be a great place to take him. So we go and do all the learning area, then we go and have a lovely vegan lunch, but we are in the middle of potty training. So I get the want to wee, want to poo quite a number of times, and there is a spacious disabled access toilet within this lovely vegan cafe. So I take him off the toilet because he's just been a really good boy and he's done a big boy wee on the toilet. And if you imagine, I am kneeling facing the toilet bowl and he is facing me to the left of the toilet as I'm looking at it. So as I'm trying to pull his pants back up, with his right hand, he's trying to touch the sanitary bin. So my attention and my body is twisted towards his right hand on my left. And I'm saying, So my mouth is open because I'm saying, And with his left hand, I did not see him take the silicone flat toilet brush out of its holder. And as I go, because he's touching the bin with his right hand, he just shoves the silicone toilet brush into my mouth. I can't think about this too much because I'm a vom, and that's not fun for anybody listening to this podcast, but I completely freaked out. I start at the sink trying to wash my mouth out. It was just awful, horrible. I'm starting to panic. He's still touching things. I'm trying to wash his hands while not throwing up. And it was just a horrible, chaotic moment. I literally bundled him under my arm. I grabbed his shoes, because obviously he's taken his shoes off to go to the toilet, with my other hand, get his baby bag, and I just bundle him into the car and I sit there. Now, I have done a mindfulness for foster carers course over the last couple of months, and it has been, let me tell you, transformational. So I sit there and I'm like, just regulate yourself, Gemma. Take a deep breath. What can you hear? What can you see? What can you smell? What can you and I got to taste. I was like, no, this is the wrong mindfulness exercise to do at this moment. So he's in the back just shouting and giggling and babbling away. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, why do these things happen to me? Why do these things happen to me? But I'm also in this process of trying to make social media my job. And my lovely friend Zoe, who I mentioned last week, who's been helping keeping me accountable with things, sent me this reel a couple of weeks ago. And it's someone just singing the song, everything is content, so you gotta film it, everything is content. And I thought, do you know what? This is a funny story. And it kind of took me back to my radio days. I would collect these little moments that happened in life and then I would go on the radio and talk about them. So I thought, I'm just going to film myself talking. So I did. And this is the clip that I filmed. And hopefully my technical skills will allow me post-production to pop this clip of myself into this podcast roundabout now. The worst thing that's ever happened to me has just happened to me. My toddler has just put a toilet brush from a public toilet in a cafe in my mouth. I was trying to stop him with his right hand touching the sanitary bin, was too focused on that hand, and with his left he grabbed the bug brush, a silicone one, and he put it in my mouth. I think I might throw up. Why do these things happen to me? Why? My mouth. Brush in mouth, yeah. Great. Just great. So yeah. Ma'am, brush in mouth, as he said in the background. So I just, edit this through the Edits app on Instagram, which is very good. If you're trying to get your content, bumped up, use the Edits app. It's very good. So I popped it on Instagram, first of all. And once again, the lovely Soraya in the Peaks, who I mentioned last week, was like, Gemma, this would do really well on TikTok. It's like, I just keep forgetting that TikTok exists and it's there. I'm getting to grips with it. So then I posted it on TikTok too. Now, it went crazy on TikTok very, very quickly. And on Instagram, it just kind of fizzled out and it was just there and a couple of people had commented. But on TikTok, the comments were coming thick and fast. So I was like, oh, right, okay. And then on Instagram, I just left it and let it be. So anyway, before this, I've recorded this story, I've edited it, I've posted it, I've turned the keys and the ignition in the car, and we've gone to drive away, not really thinking about social media. So I didn't know how popular it was until a couple of hours later when I picked up my phone again. But I'm driving away from this cafe feeling violated, feeling gross, trying not to think about it too much. And I just thought, right, I need to ring my sister or my mum or something. So I rang my sister Rachel. It's a Sunday afternoon. And I just went, hi, are you having a bad day? And she said, no. Why'd you ask? I was like, well, if you were having a bad day, I was about to make you feel a whole lot better. She's like, why? What's the matter? I was like, well, so then I tell her the story. And she is pissing herself laughing. Of course, because if it's not happened to you, it's vile, but it's absolutely hilarious. So she's with her friends, Mark and Rachel, who have like 6 children between them. And she's like, oh, can't wait to tell Mark and Rachel, because bless them, this has probably happened to them because they've got so many kids. And then I can hear everybody giggling away in the background. So I'm like, yeah, sharing is caring. If this has happened to me, I'm going to turn my pain into humour and everybody can laugh along with me. So then I ring my mum. I'm like, Mum, genuine question. Now, bearing in mind, I'm 43 years old. So I ring my 64-year-old mum. I'm like, Mum, genuine question, reverting to little girl Gemma. Can you gargle bleach? Can you swill your mouth with bleach and not die? And she's like, what? Why are you asking? So I tell my mum the story. And she goes, oh, well, do you know what this is? This is the universe answering my prayers. What do you mean? She says, I've been asking the universe to help you stop swearing as much because, I've been listening back to your podcast. I'm like, oh, there she goes again, effing and jeffing, swearing. So I think this is a sign from the universe that you need to wash your mouth out and you need to stop swearing. So I'm pissing my sides at that. I've just said pissing. Sorry, Mum, if you're listening, retelling the story, but this is me. Deal with it. So yeah, I'm laughing along thinking, yeah, maybe this is a sign from the universe that I need to watch my mouth or, I don't know, or I need to take care of my gut health. I'm not sure. So yeah, I then get home, do the whole like child chaos. The other kids arrive home. It's dinner time. It's Sunday. It's uniforms. And yeah, then I pick up my phone before my app blocker kicks in at 5:00 every day. So it's like, oh. And at this point, I think it had like 100,000 views on TikTok and maybe 5,000 views on Instagram. I was like, oh, wow, that's a little bit crazy. And then over the next few days, it went a little bit silly. Monday morning, I wake up early and I am in my frustrated mum era of once upon a time when I only had one child. And I used to write about productivity and self-discipline and habits and getting more done, that previous version of myself. I was a master of morning routines. I used to get up so early every morning. And there's a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And he has this very specific 6-step process that you're supposed to do in a morning routine. It takes hours, right? And I used to do it religiously every morning. So I loved a morning routine and it used to make me just feel great. Now I've got so many kids and a husband who works crazy shifts. It's just not possible anymore. So what I've started to do, in an effort to also kind of fit in fitness, because this is what we do when we're parents and we've just got so many responsibilities. We've got to shoehorn these things in when we can. So in an effort to try and get fitness in, I have made a commitment that in the morning, if I'm up early before everybody, when I do the social scroll, which we all do, usually on the toilet, I'm not going to do it on the toilet. I'm going to do it on the bike because we've got an echelon bike. It's like a poor man's version of Peloton. And so it's in the hall. It's been gathering dust. It's been a coat hanger for such a long time. And I've been in this process of decluttering and it's like, I don't really want to get rid of it, even though it's a sunk cost fallacy. I feel like we've spent so much money on this bloody thing. I just want to get on it. So my new thing is in the morning, I'm going to sit on the bike, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, and I'm just going to scroll. I'm going to doom scroll, going to do my usual, but not sat on the toilet or lying in bed. So that's what I've been doing. But because I'm at home and I'm not at the gym, I'm also there in my pyjamas, slippers, no bra on. I'm flailing everywhere and I'm there going for it on the bike. And on Messenger, I see this message pop up and it's like, Gemma, you're on Radio 2 right now. I'm like, what? So I go on the BBC Sounds app and you can rewind on the BBC Sounds app, which is brilliant. So I rewind to like 10 minutes before. And there's Scott Mills just talking about me. And this is what he said.
And then, Eddie, yesterday you posted something a little bit different. And I've got to be honest, made us all feel a bit sick.
Apologies,
Sorry.
I missed it.
Oh, well, you wait for this, Tina. It's a video of a mum called Gemma who's in her car and she's just had the worst day of her life. I mean, I'll just let Gemma explain.
I will warn you that it's not nice, but it's happened to Gemma. And it would have happened to a lot of you or something very similar if you have or have had young children.
My toddler has just put a toilet brush from a public toilet in a cafe in my mouth.
No!
I was trying to stop him with his right hand, touching the sanitary bin, was too focused on that hand, and with his left, he grabbed the bug brush, a silicone one, and he put it in my mouth. I think I might throw up.
We don't know whether she threw up because the video just finished there.
That's so bad.
It's so bad.
Brush in mouth, yeah.
Brush in mouth. Yes.
Oh, she's such a good mum.
Yes, you did put brush in mouth.
I think I might throw up.
Her child hit her in the mouth with a toilet brush from a public toilet.
Oh, it's so bad.
So bad.
Whatever happens on your Tuesday, just be glad it's not that.
So that was a little bit of a shock. But also, like, again, here's me trying to make a name for myself on social media. And here I am doing it by being the woman who was violated with a bug brush by her toddler. Just absolutely bonkers. And then after it had been on Radio 2, that was when it took off on Instagram. So we are now, let me think, it's 10 days since I posted it. And like I said, collectively across TikTok and Instagram, it's nearly had 3 million views and it's continuing, like it's all the time. But some of the comments have been genius. So I wanted to share them. Now, I record this podcast on my phone, which makes this a little bit difficult. So I have sent myself some screenshots. Let me see if I can get them up to tell you some of the comments on this video because they're just so funny. So first of all, someone on TikTok tells me, "Oh, did you ever hear the story of the mum whose toddler, they went on holiday, the toddler comes running out of the hotel bathroom with the toilet brush and goes, 'Mummy, this one tastes different to the one that we've got at home.'" I was like, what? That was like the worst story of all. Here we go on Instagram. Kiki Arthur. "Would it help if we all threw up, like communally?" That one made me piss myself, laugh out loud. There were lots of people like, "I would be traumatized by this." There was a lot of just put your head in the bin right now. This one I pinned to the top from Stay Funny Melody. For the people who couldn't clearly hear what the toddler in the back of the car said, I will translate it for you. Toddler mumbled, "I will fucking do it again." Ace. And somebody else, Adorable Balloon, said, "I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything, but once a little bit of toilet water dropped on my foot. I immediately washed my foot. I then ended up with cellulitis. So I would strongly recommend getting to the doctors and getting some antibiotics and possibly your stomach pumped. Hope you're okay." Now, I did have a lot of that. A lot of people messaging and saying, like, you need to go and get a tetanus shot, you need to go to A&E, you need to go and be seen by a doctor. So I did start to panic a little bit and think that they might be right. So I consulted a doctor friend of mine. I was like, look, this is what's happened. And they said, was there anything on the brush? I was like, I just don't want to even replay that in my head. I don't know. I rinsed my mouth out straight away. I came home. I brushed my teeth. I brushed my lips. I brushed my cheeks. I brushed my face. I chucked the toothbrush away. I washed my mouth out with soap. I washed my whole face. I disinfected my hands. And yeah, I can't think about it too much because I think like my body possibly went into a bit of like a shock response and just started to shut down. But I then had a lot of comments from people saying, you know, it's been 2 days, it's been 3 days, it's been 5 days. Give us an update. Are you alive? And I was absolutely fine. And I was saying to my mum, once upon a time, oh, this is really embarrassing. In my effort to figure out why I find maintaining weight loss so difficult, I had been in this group and this incredible woman who was this like, chemist, biologist, I don't know how you would describe her. But she had a background in science and she'd gone into like creating fermented foods. And she was, I think she'd actually retired from a job as a scientist and she'd got into fermented foods and gut health foods and teaching people how to have a better gut. So I'd been in this group with this amazing woman and she'd done this whole talk about gut bacteria. And she talked about how it was really valuable to go and get a stool sample with a gut testing company to test what levels of good and bad bacteria that you had in your gut. And I think I've got this right. Don't quote me on it, but I think I've got this right. She said there is a gut bacteria called Akkermansia. I'm sure I've remembered that correctly. In fact, I can do this because I've got the computer at the same time, and I'm a mother. I'm a multitasker. Let me see. Akkermansia gut. Here you go. Akkermansia. I was right. Akkermansia gut bacteria. Akkermansia. Right. Akkermansia gut bacteria is a type of bacteria that lives in the mucus layer of the intestine where it feeds on mucin to strengthen the gut lining. Right. So this, here we go. Yeah. This process produces beneficial short-chain fatty acids and is associated with better gut barrier function, reduced inflammation and metabolic health, including benefits for weight and blood sugar management. Low levels of Akkermansia have been linked to conditions like obesity, type 2 diabetes and inflammatory bowel disease. So she told us about this and she was like, look, there are companies out there where you can go and do like a saliva sample, a stool sample, you can test your gut health. And you can see if you've got this Akkermansia, gut bacteria. So I did just that. A horrific experience. I don't know if you've ever done a gut test. It's awful, horrific experience. You get what looks like half of a burger box and you're supposed to do your business in it. And then you get a little spoon. If you're going to go and test like different flavoured ice cream at an ice cream stand by the seaside and they give you a little tiny plastic spoon. Well, you get one of them for your stool sample and you're supposed to take it and take different parts of it and then stick it into a test tube. And that was also a horrific experience for me when I did that because I managed to flick it on myself, which was just, again, horrendous. Not as horrendous as being violated by a toilet brush. This is honest to God. I feel like I'm being very, very honest and maybe very, very oversharey at this point, but that is what happened. So I send off my stool sample and I get my report back and it tells me all sorts of incredible things because I did the saliva, the blood, the stool sample. It told me, I think I was like quarter German or something, which was very interesting. Didn't realise that. It told me that I have the gene for recessive deafness. Now, my sister's deaf in one ear, so that was fascinating. Told me I was definitely predispositioned to get, more likely to get like conditions like Alzheimer and dementia, which was terrifying. But then it did go through the gut health, and I was gutted, but not surprised to find out that I have 0 levels of the gut bacteria Akkermansia in my gut, which I've then decided to blame on all of my inability to maintain any form of weight loss or, have healthy metabolic health. That has been my excuse this whole time. And once upon a time, I did watch a programme about fecal transplants, and I did look into that as well. I don't think it's a done thing in this country. But I didn't expect all those years later to pretty much have one via a toilet brush in a vegan cafe in the countryside in Merseyside. That wasn't on the agenda. That wasn't the plan. So that's what I'm going with. I'm just hoping that, while I didn't get poorly, and yes, I might have gone viral socially online, I didn't go viral internally with a disease. That's very cool. I'm hoping that, maybe the process did improve my gut health. But going back to some of these comments, they were just brilliant. Like, put your head in the bin. This is my version of motherhood every day. I'd rather let mine shit in the street for the fear of public toilets. If they don't shout out repeatedly they need a poo in the cafe while we eat, then they will tell the world I'm on my period whilst in the cubicle. Oh yes, don't the little blighters do that. Another one here. A lot of people telling me to swill tequila, whiskey, vodka, drink it straight, rip my head off and dip it in absinthe. And it was a bit awkward going, I've been sober for nearly 6 years. Oh, this one's awful. My 1-year-old was caught dipping toilet roll in the toilet and then putting it in his mouth to suck all the water out. Oh, vile. Absolutely awful. And then, this was my point of this. There was a couple of men. It's always fucking men. Always men with awful cartoon or AI generated profile pictures. Or in this case, the first one had put, "Okay, Deirdre Barlow," because in the video I've got my big cat eye glasses on. I've actually stopped putting them on to record the podcast because so many people told me that my glasses were horrible on this video. And it's like, who the hell do you think you are? They help me see. Now, I get it. They can look a bit funny on camera because I've got a bit of a double vision problem. So I wear a prism lens in the left lens. So it's quite thick on the left-hand side and it just makes my face look a bit bent in. It's a bit weird. So yeah, this guy comments, "Okay, Deirdre Barlow." I click on his face and he's this middle-aged, white-haired, kind of like a stubbly white beard man. So I just put, "Okay, off-season Santa." And then he got a bit upset with me for that one. Now, I've just gone to find that comment and it's gone. And I think it's because so many people, women, thanks girls, jumped off the back of it like, who do you think you are commenting on her? And haha, she's owned you. Haha, she's rinsed you. There was another one and he put, "The worst part of this video isn't what happened. It's the fact that you're wearing those awful glasses." And I was like, well, Gary, they quite clearly helped me see that you're being a bit cunty in your reply. My reply to that had a few thousand likes on it. Again, I've just gone to find it because then people jump on the bandwagon and start going like, "Ha, she's got you there. Ha, you're owned." That comment's gone as well. So all I'm presuming is he's deleted it. Off-season Santa and Gary the Knobhead have deleted their comments. But this comment came in. Let me find it. Davinia Taylor. Remember her from Hollyoaks? And she's now this wellness guru. She commented, "Oh my God, I can't cope. Thanks so much for sharing. Jesus Christ, yes, throw up immediately. Oh my God, oh my God." Now, genuinely, after this happened, I was taking my supplements, I was making my protein shake every day, and I have got Will Powders, which is her brand, collagen, and I was doubling up every day going, I've got to just protect myself from all of the bugs. So yeah, I thought it was quite cool that Davinia Taylor had replied to me on that one. Oh, this one made me giggle. "Need an update. Do you have polio, diphtheria, or the plague yet? Are you in hospital? Have you died? I'm so concerned." Well, as you can see, I am here recording this podcast. I'm very much alive and well, but thank you, killer_hair on Instagram. I'm very, very very delighted for your concern. Chantel Petit says, highly recommend detaching your mouth and taking it to the hospital. Now, I did actually check, you can't get a mouth transplant, not even in Turkey, so that wasn't an option for me either. Laura Jane Song says, Q, all your mates buying you toilet brushes for Christmas. And I replied, oh my God, that's really going to happen, isn't it? She said, yes, if it was me and my mates, absolutely. I would be buying them toilet brushes for decades. P.S. Hope you're okay, though. Now, it was funny that she said that, because I then have this reply from @Lokla_shop to say, hi, I have invented a toddler-proof toilet brush. I was like, no way. So we end up chatting via direct message. This lady called Rosie, who has invented this much needed contraption, then posts a video of herself talking about it. So I thought, do you know what? Let's get Rosie on, because this is obviously an issue. There were so many parents that commented to say something similar had happened to them. Not quite as gross as my violation, I must admit, but there were many of them who'd said this was a real concern for them. So I thought, let's have a little chat. So this is Rosie Holden Williams from Lokla, the brand new, about to be manufactured, ready by 2026 toilet brush that is lockable so toddlers can't get into it. So Rosie Holden Williams, hello.
Hello.
Tell me, how did you become the inventor of a toddler-proof toilet brush?
Well, I mean, it was my toddler who was my muse. So she was about 18 months old when I realized that this was an issue. So I go in to kind of run her bath, do bedtime, and I run the bath like this. And behind me is the toilet and the toilet brush. And I could just feel her every single time we'd go in there to run the bath. She would be going to put up. And I had this kind of tussle going on constantly about put the toilet brush down. And I find that when you say no to a toddler, they want to do it more.
Of course.
So I thought, I've got to try and find, surely there is something out there. So I basically spent that evening kind of Googling it, going on Amazon, being like, I need a lockable toilet brush. And it didn't exist. So I just thought, this is a perfect opportunity to create something that clearly parents need. I can't be the only one. And that's how it kind of started.
Yeah. Having had a toilet brush in my mouth, I can definitely tell you no. You are not the only one who needs a lockable toilet brush. But your background is, I believe you're an actress, trained counsellor, and now you're manufacturing toddler-proof toilet brushes. That's a bit of a career U-turn.
It really, really is. I mean, even when I think about the start of this year, I said to my husband, I'm like, if you'd have told me at the start of this year that I would be starting a brand new business in childproofing and I would have invented a lockable toilet brush, I just don't think I would have believed you. But I am kind of somebody who can't really sit still. I love learning new skills. And I also really kind of picture myself being an entrepreneur someday. So it's kind of been an unexpected pivot, but one that I'm really excited about.
And when are the toilet brushes due to be out in the world?
Well, I'm just kind of formalising kind of the contract with the manufacturer at the moment, but I'm hoping early 2026 for the launch.
And then are we going to see you on Dragon's Den? I can see you on Dragon's Den, definitely.
Do you know what? You're not the first person to say that. And I would actually love to go on Dragon's Den. I think I'd find it very scary. But I do feel like it feels like the kind of product that would work well on Dragon's Den. I mean, they always have things to do with toilets on there, don't they?
Oh, yeah. It's a good story. You could use my video if you want. This is why we need it.
Do you know what? I might just have to. You're my perfect case study.
You need to find the person. So when I put this out there, lots of people commented on their own stories of, toddlers who enjoy touching toilet brushes. And have you heard the story about the toddler who went on holiday, came running out the bathroom with the toilet brush and said, Mummy, this doesn't taste like the one at home?
Oh my God.
Yes, that is a true story.
It's so horrible.
I know.
Oh God, it's so horrible. I just feel like this is it's the most unhygienic object that's probably in our homes. Mm-hmm. And it just seems crazy to me that it isn't locked or it isn't childproof. I just feel like this is a no-brainer, surely. And actually, when I spent that evening, when I had this kind of eureka moment, I came home and I was doing all this market research and I went on to Mumsnet and read it, and I read all of these different stories from people who were like, what are we doing, by the way, about toilet brushes? And loads of people have come up with all these DIY solutions, putting sellotape on them, kind of putting them on shelves and all of these things. I thought, okay, this is a pain point. This isn't just me. And I mean, I feel like since I put it out there, the kind of feedback that I've had from people has been really amazing. So many people have written to me saying, I've had this situation happen to me, this situation happen to me. And yeah, I just feel like really excited about being able to kind of help parents with this issue.
And some of us, like me, definitely need that help after being violated by a
Violet,
toilet brush.
I want to ask you how you are. How are you feeling
I'm
after your
okay.
trauma?
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't get ill, so that's good. My mum said she felt it was a sign from the universe that I should stop swearing, because I needed to wash my mouth out, which made me laugh. Some of the comments have had me howling for the last couple of weeks. They've been absolutely brilliant. And I can't think about it too much because it makes my stomach turn, but I'm just hoping that my gut health is better off the back of it.
Well, your microbiome must be so strong now.
Well, it was a vegan cafe. It was quite posh. So it's one of these Instagrammable places. Think of the fibre. That's all I keep telling myself.
The fibre, you're getting
Don't
your
think about
fibre
it too
day.
much. Don't think about it too
I
much.
don't think nutritionists are going to be recommending this
No.
very soon.
But like, in addition to the germs on them, there's another part of it
Mm.
as well. Like, I know I put bleach in the bottom of mine. So if the kid's picking that up, and like there's chemicals and stuff that our little ones shouldn't really be exposed to at all. We put childproof locks on the chemical cupboards where we keep all the cleaning stuff. We do it on the washing pods, and but we're not doing it on a toilet brush.
That's so true. And actually, particularly in the UK, kind of bleach in the bottom of toilet brushes is a real kind of UK thing. I think a lot of European countries think that's quite strange. So yeah, you're totally right. You're not alone. So many people do that. So many people put bleach in their toilet brushes, and it can be quite potentially a dangerous issue.
Another dangerous issue I've got is if I get one of your lockable toddler-proof toilet brushes, is it going to be teenager-proof? Because I do have a real problem in getting my almost 15-year-old to even flush the toilet, never mind use a toilet brush in it. Like, is he going to use this as an excuse that he can't get into it?
I mean, I can't make any promises to you, Gemma, but I should hope. I should hope so.
Because how does it work? How do we stop the little blighters getting their hands inside it? How does it work?
I mean, that was the really important part of the design, because it had to be toddler proof, but it also had to be adult friendly, because there's nothing worse than trying to open something as an adult and feeling really stupid because you're like, how do I get this open? So it's a push button, twist and pull up. And the idea that toddlers can't really manage two actions at the same time. They can do a push or they can do a twist. Doing a push and a twist would be too difficult. So that's kind of the mechanism. So, and it will come with a little instruction when you buy it, so that there is, just in case there's any doubt on how you actually operate it, but hopefully it'll be quite straightforward.
And if someone is thinking of getting one of these, because, we've all got them, and, I'm hopeful that this is going to be mega for you, and, you can have your own private jet or something in the future, because, hey ho, every single toilet in the world needs one of these things. How can somebody get themselves on the wait list for one?
Yes, so if you head to www.lokla.co.uk or go to my Instagram and use the link in my bio, you can head and join the waitlist. It's really, really simple. And you can also have access to some VIP perks that I'm hoping to give to the guest list, the waitlist. So yeah, please do join if you're interested.
What's your Instagram handle again?
It's at Lokla_shop.
And Lokla is Lokla.
That's right.
And any other things you're inventing, while you've been on this little journey of, I'm doing this, is there any other ideas that have come to mind? What else are you going to help us stressed out parents with?
Well, Gemma, I can't reveal all my secrets right now, but I have got some other ideas. I mean, I'm also launching the bin alongside the loo brush, but it will be launching just a little bit later. So I kind of need to get one wave of the manufacturing done to get the brush out there. But I'm going to open up a pre-order so that if you're interested in buying the brush, you can pre-order the bin. But yeah, I have so many ideas, because Lokla's kind of brand vision is to make childproofing attractive. I feel like this is a real gap in the market, that lots of parents feel they have to sacrifice the style of their homes to childproof. I mean, a lot of the childproofing, I don't know if you found this, but it's very cheap, plasticky. A lot of the time it's bright white, and it's just so ugly. And I'm somebody who takes a lot of pride, and I put a lot of thought into my interior design, and I really hate the idea that you kind of just have to put up with really ugly childproofing objects. So my vision for Lokla is really designing objects that make your home feel cool and stylish, but also safeguarding children.
Wonderful. Rosie from Lokla, thank you so much for joining me on Honest to Gob.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Gemma.
So yes, if you are a friend or a family member and you're watching or listening, I do not need a toilet brush for my upcoming birthday or Christmas because Rosie and Lokla have got me covered. Also, what's got me covered this week is I have finally, if you've been listening to this podcast, you will know I am on a journey to try and use social media to generate an income so that I can be a more present foster mum to my kids and mum to my son Blake. Because, yeah, it's just been a lot. It's been a little bit crazy. If you don't know that story, you can go back a couple of episodes where I talk about foster care and, yeah, the journey that's just been nuts. Well, if you have been listening, I have created a shop full of some tools and tricks and hacks and things that are going to help you if you are struggling with the juggle of life, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you've got shit to do, but you just can't seem to get it done because you're stuck. I've got you covered. So I will pop the link in the show notes of where you can go. You can go to gemmaray.com and the products will be there for you to purchase by the end of the week. Also, as ever, I did set up a Buy Me a Coffee account. So if you've enjoyed this podcast and you would have enjoyed sitting in a coffee shop, me telling this story, us sharing some horrendous things that our kids have done to us over the years, then you might choose to say, do you know what? Yeah, I'll support you with a bit of a coffee. And you can do that by going to buymeacoffee.com/Gemma Ray. Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Honest to Gob. Sorry it is a little bit late. If you're a person who likes things on schedule and on time, I'll be honest, I have been very much in a can't be arsed mood this week. And one thing I'm working on at the moment is dropping my perfectionism and working with my energy. So here we are, deadline dancing. Once again, I've got 3 minutes before I've got to go and do the school run. And this podcast is now here and drawn to a close. Cheers for listening. I will be back on Wednesday, I promise.